Welcome to part 2 of our look at Ori and Will of the Wisps. We put in one fairly full session a few nights ago and are somehow only 5% in, entering Qualix Hollow, so quite a lot to go. Let's see how much we can cover. So far we have only really traipsed about a lot of the starting zone, doing some of the optional combat challenges to acquire some extra ability slots. But other than that, no, not yet a customer, apparently. Well, eventually he'll set up a proper shop, but for the time being we will see what we can do on our current budget. I will say that incoming damage has been a bit of a problem for us so far in some of the combat challenges. An upgrade of additional 10% mitigation might be pretty appealing. But let's see what we can do. 977, I think we're currently using 3 of the available upgrade slots. And of course, this is just how you will progress through the game. I'm sure that on top of these shops, well, of course, there's just the standard collectibles around a map, of which we have gotten a few so far. Might as well just buff up. I don't know if the various abilities here have been that attractive so far. Overcharge does seem to suggest that you are going to be using the heal quite often in terms of getting fully replenished, but I think the window of time we have available to trigger the heal is sometimes maybe a bit tighter than we would be comfortable with, so probably best to just get some life. Oh, it's one of those menus where you hold the button down. And we can probably afford 2 more things. These, I believe, will have to be plugged into separate slots until we replace them with more appealing abilities. And yeah, I suppose they are now independently upgradable as well, which we might want to consider. Very tempting to just continue investing into Reckless. And that's what you do when you are, of course, just Reckless. But yeah, actually, maybe we can, since we are basically improving our life pool by about 25% in its own right. 10% buff, though, that seems to be somewhat expensive. We'll consider that for when we have gotten ourselves enough of a budget to work with. For now, I'm just going to go extra defensive, which is not usually how I like to play, but in this game, I think avoiding damage has been one of the major problems we've encountered so far as a player, so we'll just have to adapt to our own limitations. And just have to get comfortable with the interface again. We have, of course, plugged in 4 already. I should have bothered to count that. Do we really need that much orb collection? We kind of do. And yeah, actually, let's just leave that for the time being. I know I just bought the Vitality, but we'll see how comfortable we are. I think it's nice to have that in reserve in the event that we have some trouble. When we want to be extra defensive, we can just trade it out with Reckless and have at it. Eventually, we will want to collect everything anyhow. So We'll see if we have some changes in inventory as we see more shopkeeping later in the game, so. Back to double jumping around this map and getting squished by an instant kill instantly. That's a very familiar feeling from the first game. You do have to condition yourself to pay attention to the artwork, because sometimes hazards like that can be well camouflaged if you're not paying attention. That looks like an arrow shot location, to be sure. And that's going to home in fairly well. Kind of too bad we only have those 3 item slots, such that we have put into ranged attack and taken out the strong hammer for the time being. Yeah, probably don't want to burn too much energy on this, but let's just double jump our way over. Okay, that's going to explode. And here we go. Hey Mang, welcome back. That's a very nice emote you have there. I don't think it's one that I'd seen before, but anyway, let's recover some health, see what Demoki has to say. You are a spirit, yes. I have seen your ghost. No, it is true, there is a place where the ghosts as spirits run and play. I tried to race them once, but I am not so fast. Sound cut out the second you came in. Okay, that's unfortunate, but thank you for paying attention to that. We will get the gorgeous music back online. Yeah, it cut out at the very beginning, too. Hopefully this is not going to be something that dogs me for the whole stream, but well, it actually gave me an internet connection lost warning. Not that I was connected to anything. I think there is some kind of cloud saving feature here that I don't know about. The Spirit Trials. Yeah, so there's some kind of background internet connectivity in this game, but I don't know what it does. I believe it may just be cloud saving. But maybe there's... oh yes, also the leaderboards, if the first game is anything to go by when it comes to completion times. Now, where were we? Yeah. Nothing much up here. Be aware of the spikes. Whoa! That was unfortunate. Okay, back we go. Whoops. Yet another reason to mostly be driving with the analog stick in this game. There is so much analog pointing to be done. I'd only just noticed that we do have to somehow deal with this gate, but looks like it has something to do with this orb below us here. And that will be inaccessible for the time being because we don't really have the ability to swim and yet live. So, I suppose that ability will be coming soon enough. And in the meantime, back we go. And that's the second time I've made that mistake. Yeah, we'll just pay attention next time, perhaps. If we remember. Alright, throw the switch. And that's just drainage. Drainage. Okay, back we go. And yeah, that's the only path we've opened up so far, so we'll just head forward and see what we can do with the wall jump here. I do think that's inaccessible for the time being. Although I guess eventually we will get some kind of power-up that allows us to get back up and aim at the orb for the purposes of opening the gate. Until that time, we'll just can go on shooting things. Okay. That did what? Not really sure. Not really sure, but I think I can probably not drop through this. I was hoping to drop through and head over to the left side. Oh, did I? No, I think water is probably still not safe. I'm not really certain what we've accomplished there thus far, but we'll just have a wander around and see if any state changes have presented themselves. No, not yet. Do have to get in position upstairs. Hold B to jump higher. Can I soak enough damage down here, though, that I can just head over? Yes, I can, but you can see that I'm deeply imperiled and will have to heal up pretty quickly. Doesn't really seem like the intended way to do it, by taking... whoops. A ton of punishment, actually. So, didn't really seem natural. But, let's see what we can do. I know these, we've been hitting them with the arrows. I don't know if they can actually be hit in melee. It seems not. So we'll just get in position like that, I guess. Extend a platform. Yep. Looks like that blocks projectiles as well, and we'll just have to keep that in mind. Okay, whoops. Okay, back to the left. And... yeah, pretty straightforward sequence so far. In terms of traversal. Eventually, that will be activated by the orb to the left, I'm guessing. Seems pretty clearly the case. Whoops, wanted to shoot him. And... oops. Taking a little bit too much punishment, perhaps, but... okay, so we have an orb over there that is reachable. And I guess we knock that out again in order to retract and drop the block. Yes, drop the block, hopefully not on ourselves. And then we'll just move it into some kind of advantageous position. Interesting. Looks like it should... in fact, to go back. But then why would it? Usually we use these to either access new locations or obstruct other things like beams. Currently, I'm not really sure what this achieves. But... oh, right, because we have to go around and back up the right side. But then what does the block do? Perhaps the block was supposed to be dropped to the left. Curious. Let's scout ahead. Looks like these can't be reactivated, at least not at the moment. So, what have we missed? There's this platform here. Ah, I see. We're supposed to weigh this down. Yeah. Now, if we are supposed to weigh this down, then how do we get the block into this location? That's the current problem. Yep, so we have the weight plates, and we've got to do something about that. And it doesn't seem that it's through reactivating these platforms. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. So we just get this back in position until we cart it all the way across. Yeah. Okay, fairly simple then. Look at it exert that normal force. Okay, there we are. Fairly simple interaction. And that brings us onward. Sure, let's home in on that guy if we can. Oh, looks like we have a location down there that looks like maybe a hammer location, but we'll have to equip the hammer again to check. Yep, we have a bit of reach. And let's see if I remember how to actually do the item swap. Okay, let's just do that. No. Oh, it's switch-based for sure. Okay. And we'll just wrap around the bottom side and see how it goes. Yep, the angle of the lock-on in this game is fairly generous. Okay. I don't think I was aware it was timed, but fairly generous margin of error there to react to what the environment is doing. So here we are with more drainage. Oh, whoops. Okay, sure, we'll take it. Get up here right away, that's going to be fine. Now, whatever does that achieve? I guess we'll have to head down and find out. Oops. Okay, rather explosive. But we'll stay well out of the way, and that's going to be fairly safe. Now, we do want to reach that collectible light orb, but we'll have to do that one piece at a time, I guess. But there we go. Just more currency. I believe the original game had the player's power progression being based on a skill tree that was just earned with experience. That's what the currency system here replaces. Okay, so we're back, but I'm still not quite clear on what that has achieved. We have dug our way out, but what do we actually manage to do? Let's take a look here. Alright, so we did find our way, whoops, back out, but we hit that, we drained everything. Yeah, I guess that's the main thing. It's just that we drained most of the swamp over here, and perhaps that will be, whoops, reflected in the level of fluid as we head back at the right side. So, yeah, let's just head back over to the right side of the gate that was activated by the weight plate, and see what remains to be achieved over there. Back up we go. Right, down we go. That guy's being somewhat irritating. Just slap him here and there until he gets well out of the way. Right, because now we can go down further. And so down we'll go. Health replenishment, very important. Some currency isn't too bad. I mean, I can kind of see why the shops kind of encourage you to balance choices between acquiring additional objects, as in options that you can plug in, and upgrades at about equal cost, because you are, I think, encouraged to budget around picking a comfortable playstyle and really committing to it with the appropriate upgrades. And considering what kind of ground we've covered so far, I think the cost balancing has seemed fairly appropriate. Yeah, we'll get rid of this guy. Not too fond of him. What did we even achieve by coming down here, then? So I'm not sure what any of this accomplished. But we'll consider that. Can't we go down further? Doesn't look like it. And that's okay, we'll just continue on to, whoops, whatever it is we have drained out of this side. Going to keep well out of range of that guy. I can in fact shoot while I'm on the sticky wall, but I think I do lose my grip if I do that. Oops. Okay, got a bit sniped there. But we'll just head back over. Maybe got a bit disoriented by a respawn point there. Let's just check the map quickly. Ah, yes, because... Right. Interesting. So we died around this location when we got hit, and we actually respawned it below, in spite of the fact that I hadn't formally reached that location yet. This location up here, of course, is just a switch to get us through the gate on the right side. So, fairly tightly controlled progression so far. Oh, whoops. I just never remember to watch out for those. Very well camouflaged, just as they were in the first game. But I guess the idea will be to shoot that location to the left. Whoa. Nope. Seems surprisingly timing sensitive. Might not have been the right method there. Probably just need to crawl on the right side of the falling block instead. Let's not spend all of our available energy. Whoops. Okay, much better. Accuracy perhaps needs work here. Let's... Whoops. Go back and see what we can do. I do remember having a lot of trouble with these in the first game as well, but... it is my sense sometimes that, whoops, instant kill design like this does clash a little bit with the style of power progression in a Metroid-style exploration game. Whoops. There we go. Right on target, I think. Once again, I didn't actually see much of what that managed to achieve, but we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Okay. Get rid of that guy, and through we go. Quick shot. And we do need to equip it, but... Oh, we might as well give it a try, see how well it does. Quick shot. Let's just trade it out with this guy for the moment. I see, okay. So you just happen to give in direction without having to do the charge in advance. I don't know if I'll keep that. Unless it's something actually necessary for progression, which I don't think it will be. But yeah. Don't know if we'll keep that on. But we'll just run with it for the time being and see if we benefit very much from it. I guess this was the main path. This is a little better for mid-air combat like that, because you don't have to charge up while you fall, so that would seem to be the main benefit of this power-up. Whoops. Right, we climb back up, and then perhaps that gives us some newfound opportunity to hit the orb up top, unless I've just missed something in the course of inspecting the map. Let's take a look. Right, we missed this top right area, as well as the collectible near the bottom. Let's just go back down then, as we clearly did miss something on this side. Okay, just going to slap him in the face. And that looks like the cartographer. Very much a Hollow Knight element, as we noticed in the last stream. But it looks like we will have to unlock some new traversal power in order to make our way up. Likely the same traversal power that will get us over to the purple switch, or the pink switch, I guess, later on. Oops. Could perhaps be a little bit more careful about that. And to the right we go. Yeah, so I can't shoot while I'm clinging onto these, but then that's where the quick shot comes in. Because then you can do maneuvers like that, of course at the cost of picking up some of the orbs that were dropped because we had taken off that badge, so I guess we'll just make the necessary adjustments and figure out which configuration works for us in the long run. I don't really like my chances of getting over there with what we have currently, so let's just keep that in mind for later and continue heading on down. Okay, that's feeling rather smooth. Oops. Friendly fire from that guy, and yeah, I do miss the long distance orb collection. Let's see if we can trade out something else instead. I think it's the mark of a decent finite configuration system like this one when the choices actually do feel impactful. Can we afford to slim down by one energy cell? Yeah, maybe we can. Although we are taking quite a few shots. And of course that was something that I had just purchased, so... Although in the long run I do think that as we upgraded the energy and life boosts, that those are things we'll want to keep. So... right now, these are kind of balancing each other up, so don't really want to give up the wall cling though, because otherwise you're just constantly pawing away at the walls. Now we can give up the wall cling, I think. Let's just take that out for the time being, and get the magnet back on, and we'll see how much I missed the wall cling as we slide and slide and slide. Although that's usually just something that's necessary for timing elements, I think, when you have a lot of time-dependent platforming. We just need to be aware of the possibility that we'll just be pawing away at walls constantly. So, here for instance, just pawing away, and this I kind of recognize, yes. Save point and warp point, or not? Spirit Trial reward. I unlocked the Spirit Trial. Let's see what this is. Wait, did I not? Hang on. What did I just miss here? Was I not supposed to press some button here to activate this, or has it already been activated? Quite possibly it is activated. Let's think about that. Oh! Okay, okay. Feel like I want to flank him with a quick shot. And actually, he does flank quite easily. A lot of dodging, in fact, will do the trick. Yeah, just have to be defensive and await our opportunity, I think, so. Maybe the idea was that this was active already. I was not paying enough attention when I just decided to quickly scroll through all the text. Let's tap that switch. And here we go. Spirit Trial, though. Let me inspect this again quickly. And there was some kind of quest objective. Somewhere. Focus objective. Oh no. Oh, Spirit Trial End. Okay. Interesting. Energy cell fragments. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So it looks like it's probably some kind of timed traversal. Maybe with some combat in between, but anyway, it is the endpoint of some kind of traversal challenge that takes place over a longer run. Alright, let's take a look at what else we may have missed. We have not explored this sector. We'll just pop as much as we can in the meantime, and okay, let's absorb the light. Press R in order to dash ahead even in midair. Yep, that I do recall. I think it was the same thing in the first game. Whoops. Once again, wasn't paying attention to those. You can kind of spam it. Press R after a double jump for longer jumping distance. Okay, we'll do it. Okay. And then... Now, what if I go jump, dash, jump? Yeah, okay, so double jump is retained. I do just have to mentally keep track of when double jump is available, I think, because it is not something that is very clearly indicated visually. Whoops. Just have to keep that in mind. Oh, can't see this guy. The quick shot's coming in quite handy here. I would rather just poke him from range, given how quick he is. I do kind of like the power progression in this game so far in terms of how you do begin to feel noticeably more capable as you unlock these powers. But let's see here. Ah yes, okay, let's actually use our new ability. Yeah, feeling very smooth now, in fact. Okay, here we are. Yeah, sure, let's just blow him. Like I've been saying, the lock-on on the arrow is pretty good, but it's once again a reminder of how heavily this is designed around the expectation of playing stick. Okay. Grab a bit of currency over there. Whoops, don't want to get poked. Yeah. Okay, just going to poke at range. I am a little bit low on health. But yeah, that's not going to be any health replenishment, but that will do. Okay. And what can we do over here? Yes. Yeah, the platforming style challenges seem much better integrated into the world traversal than what I remember of the first game, when sometimes there seemed to be a bit of a weird separation between the platforming and exploration phases. Here you get some really nice jump and dash segments, especially now that we have both the double jump and a dash in our arsenal. Feels very fluid. Okay. Up we go. Let's check the map to see if we missed anything. What is this? Oh yes, that was the endpoint of the spirit trial. Okay, let's just keep going. And up we go. Yeah, we're... Whoops. Going to... Hey. Trying to jump off here and I keep sliding all the way up. There we go. Much, much better. Okay, so now we know pretty much exactly how we're going to get up to that switch. Still thinking about that one element earlier where it seemed like we needed to take damage into pool to progress. I think I probably misread that somehow, but you can never tell if these games are just going to play fair with you the whole way in terms of being able to do everything without taking damage. I would assume so, given that you have a hard mode built into this that does, I think, inflict quite a bit more damage on the player. Whoa, okay. Projectile dodging is definitely something we need to work on. Oh. Now that we have the dash still, we can actually flank projectile-based enemies much more easily. There we go. Alright, map guy. Lupo. Quolok? That's how you pronounce it, apparently. In the local dialect. And yeah, sure, why not? We're mapping everything anyway, but you never know if we'll get some secrets out of this. Very good. Okay, so I think we have a rough idea of what's going on from here. And what is this? Guardian of the Marsh? Yeah, that's where we are going to meet the Toad. And until then, we'll just keep exploring. Does he have anything else to say? Not even a great Gorlock himself can stop the decay completely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're done. Okay. Oh, geez.
Yep. He has seen some things. Seen some change come upon the Hollow. Oop. Oh. Okay, we'd better get into a safer location where we can actually deal with one enemy at a time. Here we go. Much better. Much better. Also, decent intake of cash there. Did we miss something on the way down? Possibly. Let's check this first of all. Give that guy while we're at it. There we go. Certainly I couldn't have done that previously. Whoops. Right, because this is the challenge location we saw on the map, or at least that's what we are steadily approaching. Oh, whoops. Bad timing. Yeah, just needs to wait out his cycle. I think that's just the best way to do it. Play very defensively because he turns around so quickly. Here we go. Probably just dash below. Clamber up. Actually getting by decently even without the wall cling. Like the stability of the wall cling, but we can adjust to live without it, and I'm sitting on a decent bank of energy there, so we may as well just replenish. And there we go. Okay, so here is the trial starter that is linked to the exit point that we saw earlier. Let me check the map first of all to navigate, because yeah, it looks like we just need to go down to the right and to the left, and it will probably be some kind of timed race, I'm sure. Run a spirit trial. Okay. That is skippable, but we do have a rough idea of where to go. I wonder if time is expended by zooming in on the map in the event of being uncertain about whether you're facing the right direction. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, 25 seconds. That's going to be rough. Okay. Okay. Oh, nope. Retry. I think we do have the right idea. Yeah, I kind of appreciate having these challenges built directly into the fabric of the level. Oh look, there's a ghost, too, of your previous attempt. Nope. Whoop. And we're going to be late. Almost entirely because of that one spot there. That's okay. Skip. After all of those ninja speedrun levels, you would think that this kind of optimization should come naturally, even to somebody who is not a natural speedrun player. Whoops. Dropped a little aggressively there. Nope, late. Let's do it again for the timed reward. Okay. Right. A little bit ahead of par for once. Nope, I keep thinking that I should be going left in that location, and it's clearly right. We don't always have an excellent memory for these things. Losing too much time in that location. Okay, next junction will be right. Much better. Nope, next junction will also be right. Yeah, that's a bit of a route finding attempt. Let's do this again, see if we actually develop a better memory for where to go. No way to do it other than to reinforce your memory sometimes, I think. Nope, try to zip out there, and it's not always clear to me what resets and doesn't reset the double jump, and I think that's a bit of a problem. Okay, not great, it was just a final segment that gave us some problems there. Actually, it reminds me quite a bit of Rayman Legends in terms of how trials are set up and the kind of spacing, the verticality, the drop zones, etc. There was a time when Rayman Legends came out when I did, in fact, do some of the... Whoops. Okay, I keep making that mistake, thinking that I can get on this location. Yeah, back when Rayman Legends was fairly active with its daily challenges. Okay. You know what? We should be using the dash more often when on flat ground and are able to just reset it. In fact, it's significantly better. Even when you make mistakes like that. There we go. Yeah, in fact, that felt pretty slobby, but a single adjustment of just using the dash more aggressively when we're on the ground was enough to correct for that and get us a generous bounty of 1,000, which I'm sure with a comfortable set of badges we'll be spending largely on upgrades when we get back to the shopkeeper up top at the entrance of this zone. So, feeling pretty comfortable currently. Now this sends you back upstairs, so I'll just take it. Whoops. Nope. Yeah, it feels very dynamic now at this stage of the game, so... Okay, here we are. And we'll just tap that. Open sesame. Okay, pretty happy with that so far. Yeah, the game really feels like it picks up a lot with the movement options. As I was saying in the last session, I was surprised at how quickly you received a double jump, but I think it's necessary for a lot of the directional adjustment that happens. Still not really fond of the camouflaging of the instant kill zones, which was a complaint I had about the first game as well, and which I guess is just part of the design direction here. Let's talk to the shopkeeper. Okay. And probably just... Let's see here. Very tempting to just collect everything for the versatility, especially because we have already, well, already kind of committed to collecting a bit of a surplus, but on the other hand, we can just pump some of our existing upgrades. I like the idea of the magnet upgrade. I don't think we necessarily need it. Let's see what we're looking at in terms of our configuration here. Yeah, currently we're not using the life cells, but we may eventually want to swap to that if we run into trouble. Currently not using the life pact, but the life pact is something we would build alongside a high life pool, I think, so maybe not what we actually need. However, we have enough damage mitigation going on that I actually am going to upgrade Reckless. Not by 2, though. Grab that. And only a 5% boost, but it does compensate for the penalty from Reckless, and so kind of like the idea of building these two in parallel, although maybe we won't keep that in the long run as we acquire more upgrades. Great distance. Half a screen seems pretty generous though. Let's see what we can budget around here. It may not be a bad idea to have these available in case we need to swap to them for some fight. I think we are getting more mileage out of Reckless than we are potentially getting out of this though. So swap, I guess, would mainly be useful to rebalance how your collectibles are going, but I think we're okay. Reduce energy cost by 50 and increase damage taken by 100. Nah. But we'll see. If we get more useful energy dumps as the game progresses, that would be something strongly worth considering. So, energy pool is not actually a problem right now. It's just that we are, of course, not really healing up very much. In something like a boss fight we would be. What's this one? Oh yeah, that's just Reckless. No, let's just go Resilience for the time being. And just keep a bit of a pool on hand instead of spending it in case we want to get anything. Tier 3, there we go. Can I do anything with this? Nope. Nope, can't really go upstairs just yet. Let's take a look at the map. Eventually, yeah, it doesn't look like there's much to do up there anyhow, so let's just dash it up here and see what we can do. Okay. This fellow... Ah, yes. So the tutorial earlier referred to the speed challenge, which also allowed us to watch our ghost time, so now it all makes sense. Now it has all come together. Okay. We've been up here, except now we have quite a lot more mobility. Save point and warp point, I think. Now, not that we use much fast travel, but let's see. There is quite a lot that we were not able to traverse to before. This is actually only our second warp point of the game, I believe. Yeah, because the first one in Inkwater Marsh was all the way back there. But we should probably amass more powers and progress in the game before we play around too much with continued exploration. Usually I do like going breadth first in a lot of these games and really kind of poking around everywhere except the main quest, but I feel like the mobility options are coming in so quickly that it's best to just work on them directly. Now we have a big set piece. Set piece boss, here we go. Whoop. Shouldn't have been in midair there. No, I need to dash under him, very clearly. Dash under and slap him. Okay. Oh. No. Okay, a little bit trapped here. A little bit trapped there, too. Okay. Let him jump. There we go. Just a matter of reading the pattern accurately, which we have not really been doing. Okay, easy pattern once you have seen it. At least in this phase. I don't know if we'll get into something more complex at about 50%, perhaps. But now that I have seen it, I understand what's going on. So we'll just fight our way through the rest of this, not being very speedy about this, of course. There are a lot of optimizations we can make to how we are traversing through this. Let him jump. Slap, slap, slap. And is he going to change the pattern? No, not yet. Okay. Really love the character animation in this. Just an absolutely gorgeous boss. Or something theoretically terrifying. Very impactful collisions with the environment as well. He's almost dead. We'll have him in just a moment. There we go. Well, we took the bug by the horn. Yeah, pretty simple fight once you read the pattern. Really just those two attacks there, and it's just dash timing. Solving all our problems for us. We do not yet have the appropriate item to cling onto. The bulb. I mainly just know that from recognizing that power from the first game, since it's such a central piece of the traversal there, and maybe we'll be unlocking that fairly soon, given the locations we are looking at now. Let's just try to shoot that guy this way. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, okay. No. He bombed this location, which is very convenient for us, given that we did not have the hammer equipped. This is just dash timing, I'm sure. Okay. Whoops. Nope. Not the most accurate. There is some specific game that this part of the musical score is reminding me of, and I'm trying to place it. But I'm sure it'll come to mind. Anyway, that's just a static obstacle. There's nothing we can really do about that. Yeah, it looks like the bash power is what will ultimately unlock at the end of this sequence, given that that's going to be what brings us through the bulbs. or whatever the clinging power was called, that allowed us to use the bulbs as slingshots. Okay, here we are. Absorb. Bash. Yeah, that's right, it is Bash. Our old friend. Was really a big mid-game bump to our mobility in the last game, and it comes much earlier in this one, at least. That's the sensation I have. Hold L, then aim to leap. Projectiles would be redirected, yes, I sort of remember that as well. One of the central pieces of the mobility kit from Ori 1. And yeah, it is like a slingshot ability. Okay, we are not within range. We do need to get quite close. And once again, that's a reason to be using analog stick, it seems. And we want to cling onto the wall on the right at the end of that double jump. Lack of wall cling there was getting me into trouble. Let's do this again. No. There we go. Yeah, it seems like the wall slide does reset the double jump in all circumstances. And then we'll just do this again. So yeah, some of the speed challenges later in the game, I'm sure, are going to be quite interesting when they start to exploit the mobility of the full kit. Okay, pretty generous delay in terms of bashing as well, but it does not freeze the game state, you'll notice. Or does it? Yes, it does. It kind of slows it down. I remember that distinction being something that was quite important in the first game. And that's right, that's how you do it. You have to let some of the projectiles chain first before you... no you don't, because you just dash. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, just a really brilliant mobility option. Kind of reminds me of the deflections that you can get off the projectiles in Cuphead, actually. Mainly because it's pink, these projectiles. And Cuphead, you just do that deflection off anything that's the color pink. Can't get up to this location yet. If we can, I think it would require a little bit more planning. Okay, let's try it. Whoops, missed. I don't know how I missed there, but we'll fix it. There we go. Yeah, we'll need to deflect, I'm sure, and then get off that wall that was on the left side. Wow. Took a lot of punishment there. Let's just reset that. Yeah, I think the time trials later on in the game are going to be tons of fun now that all these abilities are in the mix. Let's try to approach from this side. That will be much smarter, I think. There we go. Okay. Progressing pretty well now after a lot of that wandering in the last stream with the early segments that perhaps did not go quite as well. We obviously need to use Bash for the projectile over here, and that's... yeah, that's feeling a little bit more familiar now. Maybe that's not the best idea, given that we do still need to go up. He's probably pretty easy to respawn, though. Yeah, he just respawns naturally. Let's just let him fire. And then, yeah, there we go. More currency. Very nice. Yeah, now the mobility has really taken off. We have not taken a look at the top left yet. Of course I'm going to do it before we proceed. Hadn't really looked in these locations either, had we? Unless there was something obstructing me there that I don't know about. No, I don't think we had really taken a look. Right, because I just came up here. This is the main path. Whoops. Right, okay. So there is something up top. Oops. Oops, just totally missed. Correct button. There we go. Yep, now we'll just head up in this location. Very good. Oops. Okay, better top up here. Now what are we looking at? Yes, top left. Let's do that. Love how you can do it off enemies as well as the projectiles. Okay. Nice. Except we're missing whatever is necessary to get past this gate here. So there is some kind of activation for that. I do not see it yet. And yeah, it doesn't look like we have access to that yet. In fact, so let's do a quick replenishment there and then we'll proceed. Okay. Unless there is a switch further up that we're not seeing. Nope, that's just a collectible that we had already. Alright, let's get back down to the lower level that we had not finished with earlier. Okay. Yes, it was down below. Pretty simple to get back up here, so not too concerned. Ah, yes, okay, this was also gated off. That's why we had not seen it yet. Well, in that case, if everything here is gated, there's not much more for us to do down here, so... Nope. Not much to do. Alright. Whoops. A little bit too ambitious there. Okay. Nope. Okay, that'll work. And back up we go. Yes, we need to take this up, or was that optional? That was optional, I believe. Yep. Okay, let this guy fire. Probably top up. Oops. One thing that I think really makes this mechanic work is that sense of risk and reward, that it does encourage you to invite collision with enemies and projectiles and stay just barely out of trouble. And it makes a lot more sense in context of how difficult things are to dodge. Because at the same time, you're given lots of projectiles to play with as a counter. And as a potential for greater movement. Anyway, I'm going to have a lovely cutscene over here, where we'll meet the Toad. So.
Te sono moki, bila bodawa. No mo quolok, e no mo quela.
Well, at last we have the mighty Chewbacca. It is a very big toad. Captain Toad. Yeah, our poor friend is somewhere eastward.
She's more quasi.
Well, that looks mildly threatening. The last of her kind.
No maquerli boaba. Wabawa. De groko doba. Somose. Nemono sofera quo.
I do seem to recall this being part of the progression in the first game as well. Getting rid of the poison in the water to make water travel possible. Well, that is really quite pretty. Hey, listen.
Ori? 今度欲しいんだ。殺しであんな看板、kata ini kau usisin bagal.
Yeah, the resemblance to Zelda fairies is actually uncanny. Okay, long ways to the Wellspring, where we shall head to the Silent Teeth. I hadn't really even looked at the reward system for the quests, but it looks like you have a reward of 500 that's attached to that. We never did recover some of these other points, did we? Oh yes, Ancestral Tree, Energy Self Fragment. Why did we not get that? I don't seem to recall. Well, some reason for it to be inaccessible at the time. But we've otherwise been fairly good about sweeping this location. This was locked off. This was locked off. Okay, let's continue. New Wisp I found, and the voice of the forest. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's talk to Jabba the Toad here. Okay. Yeah, we'll fix it. Standard water is still not really touchable. And is this guy going to tell us we shouldn't go this way? The waters here are dark. We cannot fish, we cannot swim. Bad water, sad water. Okay, let's press forward anyway. Okay, I see. So, no way forward until we deal with that. Alright, we understand. Really love the animation on this toad. And his eyeline, I guess, kind of follows you, like you move over to his left and... yeah, maybe so. He does look very sad. That his forest has been poisoned. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we've been up here already. Let me see what we can do. Whoops. That's not anything. Whoops. Let's get out of trouble. Yeah, the heal only gives you 3 points of life back. It's not a full heal. That was, of course, not apparent to me when we only had a life pool of 3 health. But that's an important thing to know when we're thinking about the trade-off between life and energy. Okay, that's going to open up. So that is quest gated. And eventually that'll be true of the other location, the bottom right as well, I'm sure, but until then, yeah. Whole new appreciation for some of the flying enemies here, given now we can use them for traversal. Can I bash my way into that? No. No, we're missing the appropriate power, I think. Unless there is some kind of deflection that we can do. Oh yes, there is. Yes, there is. I remember this from the first game now. When you point in one direction, the projectile is deflected in the other, I think. So you just deflect the opposite way, and there we go. I'd forgotten about that, actually. It was a fairly late game mechanic in the first game, and but it was fairly important. Let's actually drop back down so I can heal. Does this guy have anything interesting to say? You are not a Moki, I can tell. Your ears are too floppy. I notice things. The one who wanders. The one who wanders. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for him. Find a wanderer with an interest in maps. Well, I have an interest in maps. I don't know if that counts. I think anyone who plays games like this has an interest in maps. Okay, right. And now this is actually going to tutor you directly in the art of the deflection. So even if you didn't notice that moments earlier, now you know it. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Come on over, let's get a closer look at you. Okay, Wellspring Glades. Beautiful. Beautiful. Home sweet home. Okay. What's going on up here? Don't know. Well, let's head up here and... oh, I do need to cling... no, let's talk. Rumors of an old library. Yes, let's do that. Care to hone your skills? We'll do so. Looks like the shopkeepers do have a different inventory. Spike. Interesting. Blaze. Oh, these are actually weapons. They're not... or are they? Not really clear. Spirit Star. Yeah, kind of tempted to go with a turret, but I don't know, because we kind of had 3 slots that are taken up at this point. Don't really need fast travel, unless we've got some money. It's not really a priority given that we're running around and exploring anyway. Would be good for a speed run, of course. For a powerful spear of light, we've been conserving energy. It's on fire. Do we actually want anything? Let's see. Spirit Arc. Spirit Edge. Spirit Smash. Maybe if I have any kind of basic attack here that is not an energy dump. But all of these do use energy in some respect. Let's go with the Spirit Star just to see if we have a different kind of projectile to work with.
Oh, Nabata. That's
Ancient Spirit Knowledge. Okay. No. Let's see. See if it's any better than the arrow. Ah, okay, it's like a chakram. Kinda like that. A boomerang, basically. Is it affected by the quick shot, though? I feel like it must be. In which case we could change out the quick shot for something else. Doesn't have quite as much range as the arrow, though, so that's something to keep in mind. Usable in all directions. Let's take a look at the quick shot and see. Yes, quick shot only applies to Spirit Arc, and actually it was only 25% as above, so maybe we will get some vitality back in there. Well, the Life Pact is not a bad idea if we're going to be using the projectile very heavily. Or I could just get the sticky back in. Let's just get the sticky back in. Simplifies too many things. And here's Talk. Oh, Talk likes maps. Wanderer's Pouch, interesting. What am I even carrying? Ah, it's just part of the trading quest. Okay. Yeah, maybe the wall cling isn't actually that useful, although it may be eventually for timing ashes. This is broken down. It looks like it used to be a save point until somebody got very mad at it. Niwen is home to a spirit once more. Right, okay, this is the guy who wants your ore, so... Yeah, let's take a look. We have 5. Prepared a spirit well. And this might open some paths. I feel like we'll take this first. We don't really need a spirit well just yet. Okay, so this is how some of the traversal in the world progresses with time, is that it looks like you can actually manipulate the world state using collectibles to ease your path. Very interesting. Very interesting. That's a concept that I haven't really seen in the Metroid-like format all that often. Because it's usually just your suite of movement skills that kind of makes everything smoother as you go, but actual manipulation of the world itself, that's pretty interesting. Okay. Let's take a look at the map for a moment to see what we should think about doing. We hadn't really looked into this collectible, or indeed at the right side, so let's just go back there and... Oops, that's on fire. That's not something we want to touch. Yeah, we can definitely take the upper level. Okay. And there we go. Whoops. Might as well pick up some cash. Now what? Can I reach that? Yes. Seems not. So maybe do boost jump jump? No. I think it's always only one jump after dash. There are a lot of rules like that that I think you have to internalize when it comes to the dash and jump interactions. That's wall cling gives you double jump, but dash only ever gives you single jump, even from a static position on the ground, so... And yeah, okay, so Grom, how much is it going to cost me? Let's take a look. And, oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I don't mind having hastily spit my 5. Thing is, when you spend on traversal and unlockable locations, you just give yourself the ability to earn some of that back. Acorn has fallen through a hole. Okay, let's take a look. Hole is very small and very dark. Find a way into the cave. Not like this we don't. Probably need some repairs first, so we'll just think about that later. Okay. You get the map. And yeah, it looks like we think about heading up, but not until we loop back around, I would think. Or maybe. Well, we can see what we're missing upstairs. And it's just the ore. So, we'll see. A returning customer. Now that I've dumped all my money on the boomerang. Okay. Yeah, and you can see how with the burst of income that you get from completing parts of the main quest, that's partly how progression is gated. That is not just behind the collectibles, but also based on this currency system, which is alright, I guess. I feel like it's balanced in such a way that it's not tuned around grinding. It is much more tuned around hitting the major collectible locations for a burst of, say, 50 orbs at a time. So, on the other hand, you can, in fact, invest in something like this now. Just for currency. Might be a good investment. Let's do it. Since we do have that spot that's no longer being taken by the wall cling, if we trade it out. Yeah, we'll get some of that later. Okay, what are we looking at? Yes. Trade this out. And hello. If he had a hat like the funny one over there, well, we'll have to find a hat. Now, who is this guy? He's very impressed at my spiritual nature. Oh, so he's been watching me. Yes. Oh, hey. Okay, statistics. Always happy to see statistics. Only 10%. 98 deaths already. Okay, we haven't been too careful. I like the granularity of this, that you get just so much data. This will make for a very interesting screenshot at the end of the game, I'm sure, when we can count up the damage. Lots of bashes and dashes already in the short time of acquiring both of those powers in this sitting. Biggest single attack. Oh, I guess in terms of damage points. Perhaps. A lot of unlockables to go. Okay, lots of abilities to go as well. Well, we have plenty of game ahead of us in that case. Let's check the top location first before we drop down. Unless, actually, no, that way lies main quest content, doesn't it? Yeah, we can pound our way through the bottom first and see what that unlocks. There we go. Oh no, that's just where we came from previously. Okay, never mind. However, this... yeah, let's just destroy this. Oops. Slight mistake there. Yeah, oh, because it's fire. I see why I'm taking damage now. It was not actually clear to me before. Now we may as well get the save location that costs 1, since we've decided to take that anyway. Let's head back over here. Grab that. And yeah. Okay, we'll spend 1 in this location. That is set. And he is going to make quick work of that. Okay. Onward. And yeah, I guess with all the upgrades and shopping that you can do here, it does ultimately make sense to do a bit of that. I've been down here? Yes, I have. And eventually, when we are able to go underwater, we'll have more unlockables lying that way. Yeah, quite like the boomerang so far, actually. Shorter range, but it has a nice versatility to it. Okay, we'll take that. I'm sure the currency gain is something that's going to be quite apparent with time. Yep. And yeah, just a little bit of traversal here. Fairly close to dodge there. And there is something to the top right. Can't really reach that just yet. Oh, this guy is going to give me more bash projectiles to use. There we go. Oops. Nope, nope, nope. Straight into the poison. I think I do need to use the bash power again in that location. Let's heal up. Oh. Gonna be taking a death here fairly soon, I think. If I'm not careful. But I think I know what I'm doing here, as long as I execute it accurately. Whoops. There we go. Alright. Now, can I do anything with this? Yes, I can. Probably missed something on the bottom left side there. Let's just take a look. Yeah, don't really know which path is which right now when it comes to what is optional and what is forward, so we'll just follow our curiosity and see where that takes us. Okay, excellent. Gooby, welcome. Hope you're doing well, Gooby. So yeah, Gooby, this is just our second sitting with this game. And we've been progressing much more smoothly than in the last one. In the last one we kind of just wandered around the opening area for quite a long time and died to combat challenges while underpowered. Before progressing over here, let's actually check the top. Sorry, the bottom left. Whoops. No, bad idea, bad idea. We're gonna die. Okay, looks like I am nowhere near prepared to do that yet while all these spikes are alive. Not without baiting a lot of projectiles. Yeah. Not going to be doing that anytime soon, I don't think. Alright, might as well head on up then. Okay. Here we go. Slap that guy. Alright, these guys are a little bit difficult to track in terms of movement. I wonder if going back to the Spirit Arc, the projectile with its kind of semi-lock-on is a better idea here. On the other hand, a boomerang is really satisfying to land when you do in fact manage it. Luma Pools, the Wellspring. We will ultimately go to the Wellspring, but let's check this location first, just for diligence. Very snowy. And what have we got here? Somebody's snoring. Do we poke the bear? I mean, of course we're going to poke the bear, but what happens if we poke the bear? That's... Poke the bear? No, we just have to bounce around on top of him. It does not actually let you attack in this location. You just eventually have to get him to wake from his deep hibernation. Well, very cool gate. This guy is going to tell me something about it, I'm sure. Are you going to the cold place? I am going to there to pick some reach berries. Yes. Big bear indeed. Like you said, there is a large bear in the way. Okay, we'll have to tickle him with something big. Probably just bring an entire bird over. I guess we won't have recognized, or rather rescued our friendly owl at that point yet, but you can just, you know, pick up the owl and brush his nose with it or something. So. Let's see. Actually running quite low on energy at this point. But we will see what we can do here. Once again, just going to be more bashing. And we can probably go even further up if we are given more projectiles to work with, are we? Guess not. The artwork in this game is fantastic. Gooby, I don't know if you've ever played it or played the first one. But yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. Both the environment and the character art. Yeah, so this is the second game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, the first one was pretty beautiful already, but this one, you have a bit more going on in terms of some of the creature design. And love the depth of field effects on the background art as well. I didn't know Ori was in Rivals of Aether. I did know that Rivals of Aether had some kind of element of indie crossover to it, but I had no idea Ori had any part in that. Oh, DLC, okay. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous, which is why I wanted to record it. I played the first Ori game before I had a capture card, back in 2019. And I actually regret not recording it. So I knew I wanted to stream this one, for sure. And my stream output isn't even capturing it at full resolution because my stream just broadcast in 720p for performance reasons, but on my display I am seeing it at a full 1080. And my goodness, the color work, everything about this is just lovely. Okay, he's going to look for the library. And we will have to open the door eventually. Really looks like it's going to be the start of some major dungeon environment. So we'll just take a look at a map and see what we want to explore. Definitely going down first, I think. Just for the sake of going down. Yeah. Like I said, I know next to nothing about Rivals of Aether. So it's kind of nice that we have something like an independent game scene. Well, I guess this isn't strictly speaking independent. Moon Studio is independent, but I don't remember what arrangement they had with Microsoft. But regardless, you know, smaller developers that work on really artistically unique productions like this. It's nice that they can get that kind of extra exposure. I really should have used those projectiles to my advantage to get on top of this location. That's okay, we can do this. And we can cling on to this. I always instinctively try to hit the trigger in those locations because I just expect them to work like Donkey Kong Country. But then when I was starting this game on the last stream, I also had a bad habit of trying to hold the dash button through everything in the early stages before it turns into an attack button. Oh, interesting. Okay. Should I have poked that thing? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, that guy's very excited to find the library. And those will bring me back upstairs. Let's see what's this way. Wait a minute. Let's replenish health if I can. Nope, not enough energy. Oh, okay, look at that. You can go in the middle there. Nice. And then I have to look for an appropriate location for getting out. Which might actually be a bit tricky, given that I don't think I can really reach much from here. I don't know if a double jump will be enough to get me over to that bash location. To the left? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, kind of close there. Yeah, we're not done with this location yet. Let's grab some life. Just as an extra spike buffer. And see what I can do. Oh, enemy. However, he's going to give me projectiles. That is fine by me. Okay. Is there anything I missed up here? Don't know. Okay, no, this is just a location that came down earlier, so nothing new accessible just yet. That's fine. Let's just retrace our steps. And I do know what the progression is supposed to be at this point, so... Whoops. That really is tuned to look quite close, and... Alright. There we are. Okay, so we can go forward at this point, but I do want to explore a little bit more in this area first, given that there are some locations we haven't seen. I think that might be blocked by poison here. Yes, it is. This is not yet available for some reason. But... okay. I actually should have left that guy alive for projectiles, but you can see these bulbs are not open anyway, so... can't use them yet. We will not be entering until I've looked at this location. Oh, it looks like you can enter in the middle there. It's got to be something. There we go. Cash. Okay, this guy is going to chase me. I have no energy for the projectile attack because it's probably why I expended all that energy, was just by excessively spamming Boomerang earlier. Much higher energy consumption on that than on the standard arrow arc projectile. There we go. Nice to get a bit of replenishment back there. So yeah, Gooby, since you came in a bit late, we are not very far in. I was only at 10% when I last checked my percentage. So, still fairly new to this game. Yes, I can bash that. And what does that give me? Okay, something up there, which does not seem very reachable yet, but I think I'm supposed to wrap around the bottom. Let's take advantage of our energy bank here to get a bit of replenishment. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Sometimes I do wander into those locations a little bit blind, I think, but we are here. We can bust that down. No, we can't. Okay. We need to activate some kind of switch probably in the bottom left corner before we can proceed. Whoops. Kind of taking some accidental speed paths here as we proceed. Oh, whoa, whoa, what a snipe. What a snipe. Okay. Using the double jump to get by seems to be an ample solution. Okay. What about Life Harvest? I like that. I don't know if we really have room in our inventory. Do we want cash or do we want health replenishment? Health replenishment is steadily becoming less of an issue, I think. Given that we're not killing very much, but if we're in a more combat-heavy zone, I think that is something we will consider switching to. Nice to have the option available. I really like the diversity of collectibles in this game. That's rather than being all about energy points and life points and so on, that you have a lot of things that change up your playstyle. That's also something I always liked about the badge system in, I should say the charm system in Hollow Knight as well, which I think in some ways was a very clear inspiration. Okay, new location. Oh, our friends are coming. They are sending help. Well, I certainly hope they don't get themselves into too much trouble. But gearing up for some kind of spectacular full ensemble finale, I'm sure. Since we have an energy point available here, let's just replenish quickly. And yeah, this is already resembling some of the late game content in the first game, where you have these 2D equivalents to Super Mario Galaxy logic in some ways. I mean, much closer, once again, to retro-era Donkey Kong Country. These kinds of platforms, but no, there's quite a lot involving gravity effects and magnetism in the first game as you get pretty far in. Now, it looks like I don't have the ability to do much with that location just yet, so we'll just tap this and see. These should probably get rotating now, if I'm correct, and I am. So yeah, that's going to unstick everyone. Whoa. Oh, I see. So we can have some fling momentum. Nice. Nice. I always do appreciate a lot of momentum-based gameplay like this. Whoops. We don't really have the means to get up there yet, I don't think. Because I don't have the vertical movement I need. Probably eventually we'll need to unlock that glowing blue thing up top somehow. And find ourselves a way to get up to it. Because for the time being, not really going to happen. Unless there's a fling location that we have not seen. Whoops, accidentally released there, but managed to get out of that. And okay, new material. Yeah, definitely clinging onto those blue locations seems to be a big part of the mobility progression in this zone in terms of what we are meant to unlock. Okay, so here's a bit of a Mega Man Quick Man moment. And we're going to die to that just as easily as we died to Quick Man in Mega Man 2 back in the day. Oh, okay, I was clinging onto this thing, that's why. That's a little toothpick of a ledge here. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, I just need to stay reasonably centered. I think it's sometimes a little bit difficult to see what's going on way down. If we have some trouble with combat later, we'll consider using thorns. But for the time being, I think we're okay. Okay. Flip our way up the toothpick. Yeah, looks like we will eventually have to come back here when we have the ability to use that attachment point. Probably a grapple hook, now that I think about it. This and the other placement we saw earlier, as well as some of the unactivated blue bulbs in the area just outside this dungeon-esque location. Those all seem to be primed for some kind of grapple mechanic. Like a long-distance grapple hook. Anyway, momentum zone once again. Very nice. Okay. Guess we'll head over to the other side here. And that's coming up to work, so we'll just disable that. That's going to unlock the next zone, I'm sure. Of course, immediately I'm thinking about how you can shortcut your way through some of this stuff with some speedy play. Given that between the layouts and your ability to momentarily soak a bit of damage from winding up in a poison, some of those activation points actually do look skippable. And is that breakable now? Down below. That's the thing, I can't always see where I'm going. That's okay. We'll manage somehow, I'm sure. Okay. Up we go. That looks like a projectile location. Whoops. I expend way too much energy on a boomerang when we should probably have just been using standard arc arrow there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, compared to a lot of other games in this format, or even platforming games generally, Ori is actually fairly small compared to the environment in terms of the amount of space the character takes up on screen, and that actually does kind of matter when it comes to the swiftness of a lot of the platforming, that it really feels like you're this very lightweight character covering great distances with momentum mechanics, just how tiny you are. I think when it comes to platformer design, that's always one of those small touches that you have to think about, that, you know, at some point the designers are thinking about the artwork and thinking about, okay, how large is the character? How chunky do we want this to feel? Where, you know, as much as I compare this to DKC, like, you can really tell the difference between Donkey Kong's chunkiness next to some of the lightweight characters. And Okay, boomerang might have been a good idea. Flanking him. Whoa, 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 whoa. But I don't know ultimately. Okay, he's pretty flankable. Pretty flankable. And can in fact be hit from up front. So. Did not get hit by that guy. I think it would have been ugly pretty fast if I had. Okay, breakable location pretty clearly. No, actually, that's activated by this. Let's get through this little quick man element once again. Okay. And that's just a bonus for more construction. It's okay. And yeah, really get this feeling of covering tons of distance when you go jump, jump, dash. But that is an optional route. Looks like the main route will probably be back here if we are paying attention. Eventually we'll need to give that a spin. Look at that switch up top. Yeah. Seems like a pretty simple progression here. Activate this, use this to propel myself upwards, hit that switch. Can I fling with this location? Yes, I can. That's what we were missing. And then we'll just get the mechanisms moving. Okay, with that mechanism activated, we'll head back down to this guy. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Still some progression up there, but as you can see, I think that might be dependent on that blue grapple point, if it is indeed a grapple point, as I strongly suspect. Unless, of course, there is something we can do with momentum here. No? Not nearly enough. Okay. Go. Slap that guy. More grapple points upstairs. I think our only recourse at the moment, though, is to continue going down. Okay. Interesting. This looks very similar to our entry point much earlier in this zone. Sure, I'll take some health. Why not? Oops. Okay, going to stun that guy a bit. And yeah. Don't remember if that fling move was in the first game. Anything up here? Not by the looks of it, at least. That I can see. More grapple points we do not yet have the power to use. Something to the left. Nope, nothing to the left. Yeah, that's almost certainly the grapple power we're looking for. Given the only way out. Grapple, as expected. There's Elnir hooks or blue moss to pull yourselves towards them. We'll see what the range is on this thing. Don't actually see the grapple point just yet. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, wow. That's very quick. And I guess the game actually highlights it when you are aiming towards it in a very similar manner to the lock-on. Yeah, it highlights it from quite far away, in fact, and it's just instantaneous. Okay, so these grapple points that dangle, they work like the bash points with the lanterns that are lit up, in that they do activate instantly and they fling you all the way across. So, do I see a grapple point up there? Yes, I do. Oh, you can grapple yourself to the entirety of the blue surface. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, the entire surface is usable. I didn't expect that, given how grapple has traditionally worked in games like this, even going back to Super Metroid. The grapple feels really satisfying. It's very much an evolution of what Super Metroid originally brought to the table with such mechanics. Very, very satisfying. It's always nice when you actually see some original movement mechanics, or at least like really interesting elaborations of movement mechanics in games like these, because that's the thing they have to do, I think, to really distinguish themselves within the genre. We're not going to exit yet, obviously. We have exploration to do all over the zone using the grapple, at least in this immediate area, so whoops, mistake. And here's a map.
Nanush! Nanush! Onomim?
Okay.
One. Inashuko?
Yes, let's buy a map. Why not? Oh wow, that's a significant amount of territory uncovered when it comes to showing you where the various warps and entrances are as well. You know, now that I do have to grapple power, nothing is particularly stopping me from just heading out our initial entrance and exploring some more in the area we just left. Will I do that, or will I head forwards? I'd probably head forwards just to unlock the water as well, given how much of a progression blocker the poison currently is. However, we'll go backwards slightly into zone just to pick up a collectible up there, so. Okay. Note, this is just a little thing we hadn't checked earlier. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Oops. I do think there was a grapple point that was available, but we didn't need it. Because that was on the next level, yes. There we go. Okay, might as well heal up in the meantime. And yeah, I'm happy moving on for now. Whoops. Okay. Here we are. And on we go. So that is mapped to what location? Oh, okay, up here. So yes, I guess we'll be entering another set of doors to be progressing up there, and in the meantime we can actually continue exploring this area now that we have some shortcuts made available to us by the acquisition of the grapple power.
drugs. Ayo tanguero.
Okay, he wants a compass. Like a moral compass. Yeah, we'll eventually go through there. Lost compass. Oops. My mistake. Looks like this was gummed up as well, so let's get this turning. Whoops. Okay. Still kind of stuck, so possibly we have something else to degum. Nope, seems like I've been to this area before, but we had missed a few things along the way, so we'll check that. Oh yeah, like that entire area up top. Nice. Yeah, you can climb quite a ways and totally miss. Back up we go. Let's go for that life orb that was scouted out earlier. Yeah, definitely see a ton of potential in this as a speed game as well, of course. Not that we're doing it, but in terms of the shortcut potential, it's clearly immense. Okay. Let's head down and around, I guess. Maybe that is the way. Oops. And yeah, we'll be in better shape when it comes to finding the next attachment points. Up here. And yeah, there we go, just... I should switch to the arrow for sure. Yeah. Clearly. Okay, so that just unlocks a shortcut mostly. Oops. Should have watched my angle a little bit better when it comes to that obstacle. Who just yelled at me? Somebody just yelled at me. Whoops. There we go. Alright. Next. And yeah, we could enter, or we could scout a little further. You know the answer already. Of course I'm going to scout just a little further. Did we see a way to get this life orb over here? We'll have to find that out. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we'll get that somehow, but not yet, it seems. Okay, dodge this guy. Dodge this guy. There we go. One more cycle. Oops. And yeah. Yeah. Grapple attachment is instant. Oops. And yeah, you can actually cling on a little bit longer in these grapple points. Oops. Yeah, that's okay. Whoa, no, that's not okay. Okay, there we go. Very smooth. We have a time challenge. I haven't found the matching gate. Yeah, I guess you do have to find a matching gate first in order to activate this as a time challenge. So... which in this case would be pretty interesting, I think, given how dynamic our moveset is at this point. Whoa. Let's take a look at what we're doing here. Do not see the matching gate yet, so we'll probably have to keep an eye out for that as we unlock. Yeah. Okay, let's heal up. Just to be safe. There we go. Yeah, still have to get the hang of that instant activation. Now, can I attach? Yes. Very generous, in fact, these attachment points. Okay, one of these guys. Okay. Probably should have gone for that boomerang. Luckily, you can use the mash ability to just flank these enemies sometimes. We better heal up. Get behind him that way. Yeah. Very powerful ability. There's a grapple point over there. We'll look at that in just a moment. Let's... Hey, Electro Dude! Hello! Hope you're doing well. Let's see what we're looking at here. Right, need to get under this location in order to activate or collect the life orb. Got some ore up top. Looks like I can also loop around the top location somehow. Yeah, going well over here. Going to be returning to Mario Maker over the weekend, but this has been our second session with this game, and it's progressed quite a lot more quickly than the last session. Last session I spent quite a while just dying to combat challenges in the opening zone. But today we've been collecting a whole ton of movement powers at once, and so that's really expanded the range of our traversal. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. Now, can I get back up? Very long range in that grapple, but it is something that activates so quickly. It's very much part of the skill set of this game, I think, to just learn how to use the grapple effectively. So yeah. Hope everything is fine on your end, Electro Dude. I was very pleased to start recording this game, given how extremely pretty it is, and I think mechanically a lot more polished than the first one. I had issues with the first game when I played it. It was a beautiful game, very ambitious, but one that was due for some polishing, and the second game has definitely done it in many respects. Let's see what we can do here. Nope. Just... There we go. There we go. Not that that has achieved anything. Nope, nothing up here. Whoops. Okay, let's get out of trouble. I wonder if you can cling on these when you're not within camera range. I don't think so. Would be surprised. Oh, that looks really flimsy. Okay, that will probably take me all the way to the right side to collect that piece of ore. Let's just do it. Aha, okay, this is the ending gate of the speed challenge then, I think. So we can see if we can head back there and do that. That's going to be tricky given how accurate you'll need to be with the grapple. Ultra grapple. Grapple to enemies. Okay, interesting. I like that idea. I don't know if we have anything that can be naturally traded out. Obviously, the currency bonus isn't that important. Yeah, I like the idea of grappling to enemies, but to grapple is also kind of difficult to aim sometimes, so it could get us into trouble. But why don't we head back to the speed challenge and see how we can deal with that in terms of the amount of time available, because it seems like just traversing this way and wrapping around may be the best bet, but it also previews the path for you when you begin the challenge, as we discovered earlier. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, bad, bad, bad. That did not go well. Yeah, because you really need to face into that location. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you can be quite swift. Now, let's see how much time we have, and we'll see what the recommended path is, if there is one, given how open this zone is. Yeah, as I was kind of expecting, wrapping around that gate, really wrapping around all the way. Okay, that's... I don't know about that. I feel like we should shortcut that if we can. But maybe we can't. I don't think it would let you do that very easily. How much time? 49 seconds. Ooh. At least everything else freezes up. Ah, this is going to be a disaster, but let's just practice the path. Interesting that it... Okay, so the ghost time is not your own time. The ghost time is just a ghost. Can I just sequence break this thing? No, not so easily. Okay, so that's a disaster. That's clearly not going to go at all, so let's just take the death, I think, and restart this. Yep, that did not go well. Now, what we learned last time was that I should be using the dash power on the ground as much as possible. Whoops. Maybe following the ghost as much as possible as well. Nope. Okay. I'll salvage there. No. I have no attachment points to work with, so... 30 seconds already? Yeah, no. That will not wind up anywhere close to the car that we need when... Where do I go from here? Huh. Maybe it was off the side? Yeah. Oh yeah, this guy. Yep. Right side is just a collectible. And you do have a maximum time even when you are, well, over the limit, so... Right, I guess as an open game it doesn't want you to just wander everywhere. Okay. Should just follow the ghost for once. Should have used that attachment point a little more efficiently. Whoa, okay. Not what we wanted in terms of momentum. Closer to the intended path though, but yeah, the long distance grapple really does raise the skill cap on this quite a bit. Okay. Okay, we're actually on par for once, so perhaps. Nope. Okay. Okay. Actually tracking this accurately. Oh no. Nope. Really stuck behind that wall. Okay, getting closer though. Yeah, like as I was saying, really do need to grapple onto the rotating elements very efficiently. Use that momentum. Nope, needed to grapple to the upper point for sure. Thinking the lower route will just not work at all. So, abandon and... Yep, okay, so if you're out of range, then there's an abandonment timer that's about 5 seconds. So that's how it controls your location and just creates this very bounded speed challenge within this open framework. Yeah, pretty nice how it works actually. Okay. Nope. Okay. No. How do I continue? Oh, yes, okay. Got distracted by the arrow. The arrow points to your objective, but not to your intended path. The intended path is to the left here. Lost track of that because I was actually ahead of the ghost. This is a lot more linear and familiar. Also easy to see because it will give you visibility of the inside of that wheel without entering, unlike what it was earlier. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Oh. Okay. Taking some damage here, but other than that, we are kind of managing. Kind of. Taking too much damage, mostly. That's the main issue we're dealing with. But we are over par. No. Okay. There we go, just in time. Sloppy, but we did get the reward, so I will take it. Not going to complain about that. Alright, back to the hazardous version of this. And yeah, grab some health. And we may as well continue the dungeon zone from here. There we go. A very smooth landing. Have I done what I want in this area? I think so. We have the side quest somewhere in here where we grabbed a compass for that guy. But we'll do that. Okay, projectile guy is going to be here next to Quick Man. We don't have a way to block that yet. I think I almost certainly... Oh, no, I was about to say we need a blocking piece, but we really just need everything to be favorably obstructed. Oh, whoops. That's not what I expected. Okay, it's a trap. It's a trap! Okay. Slap that guy. Okay. Yeah, having a dash and bash doesn't make it significantly easier to play defensively. Because you just bust behind him, for instance. Yeah, not bad at all, especially with the damage increase that comes from the Reckless badge that we've been wearing all this time. Having a significantly easier time with combat challenges than it was yesterday when we were just getting absolutely wrecked. But that's just how power progression goes in games like these. And of course we are playing on normal, not on hard, where I think some of this will be quite a bit tougher. Because things hit hard and hit early all over this game, and the traversal powers are actually the most important increase to our output. Okay, time's a-wasting. Let's ungum the works. Get some rotation in order again, and yeah, that's how it'll go. Let's heal up before we pop the energy punishment. Also check this location just in case. Okay, nothing. Grapple point, yeah, that works. Except we have not really checked this location, have we? Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay, we haven't checked the top location here yet either. Well, maybe I should go back. Well, we're still able to do so. Okay. Let's see about this. Yeah. Nope. Aimed that fairly poorly. It's a very faint targeting circle and a lock on it, so sometimes I'm just locking onto the wrong location entirely, depending on how I'm tilting my stick. I am playing stick. The more I play this, I was saying earlier, the more I realize this is not really meant to be played with a D-pad at all. There's just too much directional adjustment. And I did notice that about the first game as well, I think. It's just that it's only now I remember it. Anyway, picking up some cash, or at least a cash container expansion, perhaps. I think it's just cash. But did we miss anything on the left side? No, but we'll just do the loop around. And around. Okay, now how do we get past this guy here? It's looks like we missing this. Works for me. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's a gravity manipulation mechanic, and you can only do it once. It's not reversible, so... Very cool. Whoops. Very neat. Yeah, I always love gravity manipulation mechanics like this. Yeah, there's more Mario Galaxy heritage in this than you would necessarily expect. It's funny because as much as people don't talk about it in these terms very much, I do associate some of that with Metroid Other M as well. Okay, so that's a full flip now. 180 degrees. Sometimes things are a little bit off camera. Maybe I should be going up. Yeah, I should go up. Gonna do that quick man element. And of course, now that this is a vertical pole, you can climb it, but you can't fling your way through it like you could previously. I am wondering if I'm missing any optional locations or collectibles since I'm rotating my way through this section, but maybe we can check this area first. Nope, nothing. Okay. Nope, bad idea. I have to go through. Whoa, nope. I have to go through the bottom while it is blocked, or through the middle while it is blocked off. Nope. There we go. Through the blocker. And through. Okay. Likely going to be some other kind of switch activation on our way here. Nope. Yeah, that's strictly blocked, I think. Currently. Go way through that beam until we do something down here. Nope. Go up top, I don't know why I thought the bottom side would do, but... So that would be the third switch activation. We've now rotated this thing 270 degrees, and that should make that the last one in order to get through the top right. What an elaborate piece of level design, this one. I have to look at this carefully afterwards. Very impressed with this section. In terms of how well conceived some of the layout is when it comes to changing the gravity direction effectively by rotating the whole thing. Yeah, Cling is not going to be too useful there. We're going to quick man our way through some of that, and... no. Just got zapped like crazy. Have to go through the middle and drop in, I think. There we go. Let's heal up just in case. And then down and around this way. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this is already as interesting as a lot of the late game stuff, very late game stuff in the first game. I think the possibilities created by the movement options escalate very quickly. I mean, I sort of keep thinking about Tropical Freeze when it comes to this game because of some of the platforming elements, but it is kind of like going from DKC Returns to Tropical Freeze when it comes to the large-scale elaboration of some of its ideas. So, that's really Neat to see. Let's take a moment to replenish. Beat this guy in the face and then just continue from there. Okay. Tap that. And onwards. We go. We still need to see about that compass, don't we? Or our talkative friend outside. Okay, beautiful. Glowing thing over there that's worth picking up. Iron needle. Ah, yes. It's the compass part. Return the iron needle to talk. Yes, we will. As soon as we head back out. And can I actually get through the right side here, or must I through here first? Let's not get crushed. Might be a bad idea. Was there anything to grapple towards over here, or have I done this already? Right, because this is just a door and I have to get out. What did I think of Splatoon 3? I'm very excited for Splatoon 3. It's very odd how much the environments we see in Splatoon 3 remind me immediately of Cyberpunk 2077, actually. Which kind of makes sense, because there always has been this cyberpunk element to Splatoon to begin with. But I just thought that was amusing. I'm kind of surprised, as most people are, I think, that they have a second Splatoon within the same generation, but I do think that we're going to see a very big shift in the metagame. Let's jump down. I mean, even with the incremental development of going from Splatoon 1 to 2, we saw a complete rotation of the specials. And, whoops, I want to enter. And, I mean, Splatoon 2, I think, had a lot of ideas that they were still struggling to re-engineer from 1, such as, you know, the usage of the super jump with the map and so on, and a lot of ideas that were just carried forward from touchscreen design, so it'll be very interesting to see how Splatoon 3 rethinks some things from scratch with a design that's more fully tuned for the Switch. Because I found that some things with the map overlays and the super jump, etc., they never did work as fluidly as they did with the original touchscreen design. You know, things like your situational awareness in Turf War. Things like that. But mainly, I'm actually looking forward to what they do with single player, because Octo Expansion was such a gigantic jump up in how to think about single player design in the context of Splatoon, and how to make it really its own original concept. Okay, so he's going to flag some of the locations we'll look forward to later, but for now we'll move forward. So yeah, Splatoon 3, I mean, we'll see if I'm still able to stream by the time it comes out, because, you know, my ability to stream does come and go, as you know, from recent memory. But either way, we'll have to get something put together, I think. Yeah, it's sort of too bad that, you know, Splatoon 2 will just kind of fall back as a transitional game, perhaps, but I'm sure that 3 will be unique enough that people will still be attached to many things about 2. Splatoon 2 single player in the base game was kind of strange in that there were so many ideas in both multiplayer, standard multiplayer and Salmon Run that never made their way over. Mechanics, boss designs, etc. And yeah. I mean, I guess Splatoon 2 was basically, in terms of single player, just trying to do a Splatoon campaign with a full weapon selection as opposed to the 1-in-1, but I think things like the final boss were definitely a bit of a step back. So, we should actually talk to the guy. But we'll see. Very excited for sure. Also, I think kind of a long-term commitment to the Switch as a system, given that, Splatoon as a service game, it is going to receive long-term support. Or at least a 2-year cycle, I think. Especially if Japan is still as crazy about it then as they are now. Yeah, let's see what you have in terms of weapon selection. Okay. Spirit Star. Tap to pause the Spirit Star's flight and spin it in place. So yeah, that's the boomerang we have currently. I don't know that we want to dump cash on any of this right now. I guess I haven't been taking much advantage of the weapon selection. Generally. I sort of want to save cash for the, I want to say badge, but like the spirit upgrades, I guess. Yeah, I do want to save up for some of the upgrade tiers. Instead of doing weapon collection right away, given that... Well, I mean, it would be fun to experiment with some of the other weapons, especially because I like to play so many games with a turret style. So maybe we'll give the Sentry a try, but I feel like I'm just dumping tons of energy already with the boomerang attack, which I didn't even re-equip, did I? However, Spirit Smash doesn't actually cost energy, and upgrading it might be interesting. No, I think we'll just stick with what we have now until we have a chance to do some upgrading. Of course, I could use fast travel to cash in on some upgrades now, but maybe not. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I've been out of Splatoon 2 for some time. But it is still a very vibrant game when it comes to the final selection of maps and modes that we do have. Oops, nope, can't come here yet. Nope, nope, nope. Let's get our health back up. Getting closer to that prestige, really. Yeah, most modes I just kind of stopped at around A rank. I think, what is it, Clam Blitz, or the Clam mode that was patched in after launch. I think I only got that up to B, actually. If I think about it carefully. I've always had the most fun with Rainmaker. Rainmaker, I think, you know, if you are in a lobby where people know how to play, it's incredibly dynamic. Anyway, this guy. It's going to be an escape sequence. Ori designers, they love their escape sequences, so... Escape. Okay. Oops. Okay, I gotta focus on this part here while we watch the cinematic element. No, at least I'm actually able to read this somewhat blind. It was a big problem the first game I had, was that you'd have a lot of resets that were purely due to visibility issues and understanding what was going on, and this is already more fun than all of the escape sequences in the first game, really. Simply because you can actually react to the anchor points. Whoop. Oh, I'm so dead. Yeah, way better. Way better. I can't believe how improved that is from the first game's escapes. That is so much better. I'm going to have to think about that in a bit more depth, because the designers of the escape sequences clearly turned something around, and maybe it's because you already have such a good movement skill set going into the first big escape like this one. I definitely did not one-shot the escape sequences in the first game, and a lot of it was visibility problems. That one, yeah, when you just play it through like that, that's just really quite a ride. I did almost get pinched in that one location. And yeah, the music is to die for. The music is wonderful. Anyway, only 60% in this location, but... Now, I may have to call it soon. I think I'll probably just complete this quest and go back to Qualok. But I wasn't planning to run extremely long tonight. Although I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing, especially now that opening up the ability to dive in water has really opened up some of the exploration in this game. Okay. Let's swim here.